Okay, so we are learning about Diwali still. We learned about it yesterday. Remember that it looks like Diwali, but it's actually Diwali, which is how they pronounce it in places such as India. So we're going to do a little read aloud about it just so we can learn a little bit more about it. Yesterday, I told you that King Ram, one of the reasons they celebrated is because King Ram made a victory over the king who tried to steal his queen. Today, we're going to be learning more about the goddess Lakshmi. Let's get started. Each year in October or November, we celebrate Diwali, the festival of lights. So remember, Diwali is translated to Festival of Lights. Diwali is a Hindu festival honored by many people all over the world. So remember, we talked yesterday about how holidays can be religious holidays. They can be different holidays that are celebrated for different reasons. So in the United States, we celebrate the 4th of July. That's our Independence Day. That's the day we became a country. So for people who practice Hinduism, this is kind of similar to their Christmas. They celebrate it widely, and it's called the Festival of Lights. So it's a religious holiday honored by many people all over the world. During the holiday, we celebrate the victory of light over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over despair. So it's a very bright, fun holiday where people can forget about the past and forget about anger and celebrate goodness. A long time ago, so this is kind of before all the guide stuff came into it. They talked about how Diwali was celebrated after the last harvest of the year. So they would, harvest all their crops, sell them, eat them, and the people of India would ask Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, to bless them in their crops for the next year. So at the end of their year, after they were done farming and harvesting, they would worship the goddess Lakshmi for the next year. Today, Lakshmi is very important to Diwali. We believe that the goddess wanders to the earth looking for homes where she will be welcomed. So again, this is what the Hindus believe about Diwali. Since it's believed that Lakshmi cannot enter a home that is dark, all sorts of lights and bright things are gathered before the festival. We collect glittering clay lamps called diyas. So what they'll do is they'll make little clay lamps and decorate them, and they put little tiny candles in them and then light them all up. Lanterns and strings of lights, as well as sparklers, fireworks, and materials for bonfires. So again, it's really based on lights. Kind of anything that lights up, they use it for this holiday. Kind of like our 4th of July. The lights and lanterns will decorate homes, temples, office buildings, and other important places. So you can see that they're starting to decorate their town, and they decorate kind of everything. So if you think about how big Christmas is in the United States, whether you celebrate it or not, it's kind of like that. Before Diwali, we also shop for gifts for our friends and families. So think about, birthdays, Christmases, they give gifts to one another. So a lot of similarities here. The festival of Diwali lasts 5 days. So when we think of our holidays only last one day, most of them. On the first day, so I talked to you guys a little bit about this yesterday, the first day of Diwali is really like everyone cleaning their homes. And one of the students who practices or celebrates Diwali said that it's very serious. They have to dust, they have to wipe down everything, they have to make sure that the house is really clean in order to make sure that Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, feels welcomed into their home. So you can see they're all cleaning. It's a very family-based holiday. On the second day of Diwali, so remember there's 5 days, we decorate our homes with clay lamps, so the diyas that I talked to you about, and the lights. For good luck, they also create beautiful designs and patterns on the floors using colored powders or sand. These are called rangoli, which is what we talked about yesterday, and you guys are going to be making some today too. So there's a rangoli that they made on their front porch. So the student that at our school who celebrates Diwali said that they do it on the front porch or outdoors, kind of right on the welcome place where you'd enter a home, just so that the goddess feels welcomed. And I did some research, and Rangoli is based off of a plant called the lotus flower, which is kind of a symbolism for peace and welcoming. The third day of Diwali is the main day of the festival. On this day, we gather with family and friends, and we put on our best outfits as evening approaches. When darkness falls, we light our diyas, the clay lamps. So kind of like any holiday we celebrate or you celebrate, or any traditions, they have to get new outfits and they get all dressed up and they're getting ready to celebrate. We do puja, praying to Lakshmi. We light sparklers and send fireworks into the sky, and we feast. So it's a big celebration. The fourth day of Diwali is also the first day of the new year. So their new year is coming up. On this day, we visit friends and family and give them our best wishes for the upcoming year. On the fifth and final day of Diwali, we celebrate brothers and sisters, and the lifelong bond between siblings is special, and we honor that. And some of my students ask me, well, what happens if you don't have a sibling? I think cousins, I think it's just kind of a family day. I don't necessarily think it's a brother, sister type of holiday. The reason that they do that is because when King Ram was living in the forest for 14 years before he was attacked by an evil king, he was with his brother and his queen. And so him and his brother formed a special bond. And so I think that's the reason. When Diwali is over, we know that Lakshmi has given us her blessing for a happy new year. We have honored her and we have honored our family and friends. We will meet and celebrate again next